check. Please let me know if you can hear me. Good, welcome to Andrew's podcast. If you are in there, please let me know. Thumbs up. If you can hear me or not. Please on that section. We are operating on uh, on a completely different system tonight. Please let me know if you can hear me clearly. Mic check. Can you hear me? There you go. Can you hear me back there? David, can you hear me? Oh, that's awesome. All right, so let me bring you on up here. Okay, there you go. How you doing this evening, Mr. Jerry Davis?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I know I look kind of funny on the screen, but in my haste, I ended up not uh, having the proper computer here, so that's why we look the way we look tonight. But I needed to make sure that we got on and get this going. First of all, welcome to Andrew's podcast. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. So I wanted to get you on, and listen, I'm already tell you right now, we're gonna have to do a follow up because uh, I'm doing this through my phone, and I'm not able to add the prompt. But anyway, let's get to why we're here. All right, we have here this evening Miss Jerry Davis from. She lives in Johnsonville, South Carolina. She's a native of Andrews, South Carolina, and she is the founder and operator of an organization by the name of Black Diamond Prince, Black Diamond Princess, right?
Black Diamond Princess, yes.
Black Diamond Princess. And she's here to tell you guys a little bit about our organization. And like I said, we're gonna do this again very soon because I think we need to do what you. All right. First of all, tell us, Miss Davis, a little bit about yourself and your organization.
Well, again, my name is Jerry Davis, and I am a native of Andrews, South Carolina. I moved away about 13 years ago. I'm residing now in Johnsonville. Hopefully, I'll be moving back home soon. Um, I started Black Diamond Princess in 2019, and it's an organization that is very, hold up for a second. Oh my goodness. There we go. I'm sorry about that. But it is an organization that is very dear and personal to me. Um, Black Diamond Princess is an organization where we work with women and children, men too, of domestic violence and sexual assault. And our goal is just to empower them, support them, educate them, and help them to realize that even though you went through this tragic experience in your life, you still can be very productive and live a healthy and happy life afterwards.
And this is organization that you started. It's a 501c organization, right?
Yes, we are 501c3.
Okay. Um, so what are what other agencies does your organization work with, or are you partnered with any other agencies?
I am with the Rape Crisis Center in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I also volunteers with them, And I do the same thing I do with the Rape Crisis Center in my organization. I do hospital calls. People want to talk, just to have that extra support, somebody to listen to them. I do that. Is no particular time that you can't call me. My phone is always on. I don't turn anybody away. If they need someone to go with them to court, I do that as well. This ain't my first time being an advocate. I've done it prior to this. And it's just basically everything a victim advocate does for the police department, I do. I'm just not affiliated with the police department. I have my own organization.
And how can the listeners get in contact with your organization? How can somebody reach out to your organization?
I have my Black Diamond has a Facebook page. I am currently working on the website, and my phone number is available. I also work at St. James Health and Wellness. I'm there in Andrews 5 days a week, and there are just many ways you can get in touch with me.
Okay. And you, what are you currently working on? I remember the other night, and thank you for your participation the other night in the Black History program. And for all of those who are looking for something to do this weekend, Andrews is the place to be. We're going to have an art walk and a whole art walk. We're going to have a movie night going on. And you can come out there and meet Ms. Davis there and learn more about the organization. But the question I was going to ask you is, how can we as community help your organization? In what ways can we volunteer? If somebody wants to get involved in this type of activism, how is it that they can? What do you recommend, and how can somebody, if they wanted to help BDP, how could they help?
Well, most importantly, if someone or someone that has been victimized or are going through it, have been through it, or going through it now, you can either be that listening ear, or you can direct them to me. And I am in the process of developing support meetings, and I would really enjoy having volunteers for that. And it has to be people that not judgmental. You can't judge these folks for what they've been through or what they said they are going through. Me talking from experience, because I am a survivor of both domestic violence and sexual assault. And I know how it is to talk to someone, and then they're looking at you like, really, is that true? Or is she just making this up? So, these victims need a listening ear, someone who is going to believe them. Let the court decide whether it happened or not. That's not our place. So if you see something, say something. Be there for them. Help them.
Because that is a thing that, when we talk about the silencing, this is a thing that I've witnessed inside a family. And this is where the silence is. And you'll have family members who know they got people with these kinds of problems and doing these kinds of things, and it's the family name or the family image. They kind of just, don't. Do you run? What is that something that happens, or am I just making something up?
No, that does happen. It's more of they're trying to keep the outsiders out. They don't want people to know what is going on inside the house. It's like that little saying, whatever happens in Vegas, stay in Vegas. So a lot of family members, like, whatever happens inside the family, it should stay inside the family. But at the same time, that person is hurting. And you have It's not only a physical thing, but it's an emotional and a mental thing. You know, it's we have some victims that if they don't get that help that they need, to bring them back and get them back on their feet, pretty close, not 100% to where they was, but enough to where they can survive and be productive and live a semi-normal life. Um, they have to get that help. It just can't stay bottled up inside because that hurt begins to turn into anger, and that anger begins to lash out on anybody and everybody that they feel is against them, and that's not what we want to happen. That saying that hurt people is true. It is really true. And because a lot of us didn't get the help and that counseling and that emotional support that we need, you know, sexual assault and domestic violence doesn't just hurt the victim, but it damages the family. It's not just the victim that's damaged. It's going to take a toll on that family if that victim doesn't get the help that they need.
And so, how would somebody that could be listening to this right now, could be going through this and not know how to get out of it? It could be, you know, the social stigma of, everybody knows, and say in a couple situations, everybody know us, and so we don't want to damage that, or we don't want to, or he has this job or she has this status that we don't want to. What are some things that you could tell a person that's in that type of a situation? What what would you, as the founder of UDC, tell that
You have to love yourself enough to want help. It's okay to start over. It's okay to lose everything just to gain yourself back, your own self respect. Because when you have been um, abused and assaulted, it takes from you. It takes your dignity, and it's really a power and a control thing. That perpetrator has control over you, and they allow it to tell you, well, nobody else is going to want you. You're lucky that I have you. You know, um, if you leave, you ain't got no place to go. Where you do have some place to go, because people like me, the Rape Crisis Center, the advocates for the police department, we help folks get in contact with the sources that they need that will help them get a place to stay, that will help them get the counseling that they need, and help them get away and learn to stay away and make better choices. Because there are red flags before all of this happens. But when we are in love, we don't see them. It's just like riding down the road. We trying to get where we want to go, and we're not paying attention. That sign say 45, and here we are doing 65. We're just thinking about where we're trying to get to go, where we're going. So in a relationship, if he slapped you one time, oh, he didn't mean that. I just came out of my mouth the wrong way. No, it's no such thing as you coming out your mouth the wrong way, because you have a right to say whatever you feel like saying. That's your First Amendment right. You can say what you want to say. Nobody has the right to put their hand on you. Love is not supposed to hurt. So I encourage women, if they're telling you this, you are priceless. Your life means a lot. And you got to love you enough to want to get out of this situation. I had to learn. I don't care what people say. Me starting over. As long as I'm here for my children, my grandchildren, that's all that matters. So you got to love yourself enough to want to get out.
So yes, ma'am, we are here with Miss Jerrie Davis from. I keep looking in the camera over me, and camera, right? When I look off to the side, I'm looking at the computer. But we are here with Miss Jerrie Davis, who is the founder of Black Princess, Black Diamond Princess organization, and that organization helps people who are going through crisis, people, domestic violence, or a sexual assault or sexual abuse, and that's for male or female. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Again, I appreciate you joining me here. Um, so tell me, I like I said, I was talking about the Black History program, and you were talking about uh, an event that you guys participated in last year, and you were building for this year. Can you go ahead and tell us about that?
Well, that event is called Dream Girl, the Dream Girl Conference. This is the 10th annual Dream Girl Conference. And this conference is specifically target for high school and middle school youth. And what this event does, it teaches them how to make good decisions, um, things that is they know that is not right to do, morally right, how to deter those things, and have a voice to say, no, I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to do this. And it's March the 25th, 2023, and it starts from 8:30 that morning to 3:30 that evening. They're going to have all kind of events going on, keynote speaker. They have two celebrity entertainers there. They even have some fathers there this year that is going to be speaking, and it is a very good event. And I encourage, you know, if you got young ladies, young men, to get in touch with the mayor. He volunteered to be the one I can have as a contact person. Him and Miss the town administrator, Miss Moretta Wilson. You get in touch with them and give them your name, because I really do encourage the young folks to attend this conference. It is it's worth it. It's worth the trip.
Yeah. And I saw something the other day, and I'm gonna once I get off here, I'm gonna look into that more because you made me think about something. Um, there's a lawsuit in place against Instagram, and
Say
it's
that again.
talking. There's a lawsuit against Instagram,
Mhm.
and the lawsuit, in the lawsuit, from what I heard in the brief radio thing, they were saying that um, the way Instagram is set up, it causes young girls to have body shaming, and it causes thoughts of suicide in young people. And there's a lawsuit, and as soon as I get that information, I'm gonna share it openly. But I heard you saying something about that, and because that's a big part of that bit that you're talking about, the self-esteem building that these young ladies know. Um, you don't have to be Kim Kardashian or all these other, you know, superstar type people to feel good about yourself.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
And it does. Social media plays a big part in our kids' life right now. I have a 6-year-old granddaughter, and if you look every few seconds, she's on TikTok. And I I have to, like, certain songs she be playing. I'm like, oh no, sister girl. Then I get on the phone and I start calling the mom, because they want to imitate what they see, and it's not all of it is not appropriate.
No,
And
most of it's not. It's there is no age appropriate music for our little girls. Um, and there's no, and I may be wrong. Somebody could tell me if because um, there's no, the music is over sexualized, and and I wonder sometimes if like as smart as these kids are today, that you don't think they can, you know, figure out what it is they're reading. I mean, they're listening to. I'm sitting here reading while I'm bringing this. Yeah, and so yeah, I think that's a big issue. A
right,
big part of getting these kids, grooming them. I mean, that's kind of what social media does. And if you leave them unattended with that stuff, then,
right,
who knows what kind of rabbit holes they can go down. Again, we are here
exactly.
with We are here with Miss Jerry Davis, Andrew's native. She now lives in Johnsonville. She is the founder of the Black Diamond Princess organization. Um, and again, just for people that's just coming in right now, um, give us a brief overview of the mission. What is the mission? What is the overall goal? What do you want to achieve with this organization?
With this organization, I want to try. I am prayerfully working hard to save as many lives as I can. I mean, like I said, I've been on both sides. I've been on that side of the coin, and I understand what they're going through, and what they're dealing with. And some of us are not strong-minded enough to overcome. And the first impression, the first thing that comes to their mind, it's their fault, and they just turn around and take their life, or they go out here and do things that they would naturally do, like just sleeping around, doing ungodly things. And that's not what I want to see happen. And I know if I made it, I can help somebody else make it. And it's going to take everybody working together and supporting these victims and survivors. I mean, because I have my moments of when I do, these little flashbacks, and the thought of what happened back then, it comes back. It's something that we will never get over, but we can live through it, and we trust God.
From what I'm hearing is that's the importance of dealing with it.
Dealing with it, yes. It's the mental aspect of it. It's not so much of the physical, because you're going to eventually heal. The physical part is going to heal, but it's the emotional part and the mental part that takes a lot of work. And we lose a lot of victims because their mind is not strong enough to deal with this thing on their own. So my job is to get you to the resources that you need to get that help, and not just get you there and leave you, but ride with you all the way through. Even if I have to lose some sleep at night, I don't mind.
How would you tell a family member or a friend of somebody who is obviously they see their family member or friend dealing, they know why the family member or friend is acting in a certain way, and it's because they don't want to deal with that trauma. They don't want to actually, deal with that trauma. What advice would you give somebody that trying to get somebody to that point, to where they deal with this thing so they can start to then move forward in their life?
Well, first of all, you can't force them, because it's a stigma of shame that a victim goes through. They don't want everybody to know, because they don't want to be judged. So as a family member, I can speak for myself. Mine supported me. They listened when I needed to talk to them. They didn't judge. It wasn't to the point of, well, why didn't you do this? Or why this or why that? It wasn't that. That's not what a victim needs to hear. They need to know that, constantly tell them, I love you. I want to see you get help. I want to see you come past this. How can we help you? And you have to keep reinforcing that you love them. You're going to be there to support them. You're not going to leave them. And then if you keep, it's like planting a seed. If you plant that seed and you keep watering it, eventually you're going to get a plant. Something is going to come up out of that plant. And when they get to that point and they realize that you do love them and you do mean well for them and you do want to see them, make it and get past this, enough to where you can be yourself and live a healthy and normal, productive life, they will come for help. They will come for help, but you can't force them. You just going to have to love them unconditionally. You're going to have to just, like, when they start doing stuff out the norm, hey, what's going on? Why are you doing what you're doing? And when they start talking, just listen. And if they ask a question, you answer. But just listen, because really, they acting out. Me, myself, I used to fight. Nobody. I mean, if you looked at me cross-eyed, that was a fight. If I thought you was gonna do something to me, my mind. I mean, as a victim, these are the things you go through.
I completely
But as I
understand.
got help, then I realized I can't solve it with fighting.
Absolutely. And so, look, Ms. David, we this is not going to be the first time you on. We because what we need to do, and to borrow a phrase from, we got to normalize this conversation. Um, and you know, as the new account manager over at Fab News, you have a spot over there to 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 write about this thing, and then to from there, that'll be a place where people can reach out, you know, and know like, okay, that's another safe haven that people can find. Okay, let me go talk to her. She's been through it. She can feel where I'm coming from, and that's a big part of it too. Is having somebody that you can relate with, because I can't even imagine what it would be like to, you know, to sit there and to pour your heart out to somebody that you obviously feel is
Right,
not even, you know what I mean? That must be
right.
so.
And I'll tell you, the one thing that a victim don't want is sympathy. We're not looking for sympathy. They're looking for somebody who's going to be there for them. That's the empathy part. It's a difference. We don't want you to feel sorry. We just need you to be there for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, Ms. Davis, we're gonna do this, uh, you know, once a week. You know, you can come on, you know, do a little spot. You don't have to stay on long, but just to kind of keep us in tune. Because I know another thing that's coming out of all this good positive energy coming out of Andrews right now is the Girl Scouts coming back. Okay, and
Oh,
we're in the
wow.
process. Yeah, yeah, we're in the process of. I know that's a little early reveal, and the Cub Scout Boy Scout is a little more. Um, it's going to take a little more work because of the legal situation, because of the type of situation that we're talking about. You know what I mean? Um,
Right, right.
you know, and yeah, you got to restore this trust in people, because you said earlier the family is broken and there's no God, there's no connection to God, there's no, you know, out here. It's crazy. But anyway, uh, I want to hit my sponsors tonight, but I can't. But again, I got Miss Jerry Davis on here, and Miss Jerry Davis, you have a Cash App. So listen, she is a 501c. Let me give y'all some game. All right, some of you guys have got businesses, and I keep looking at that camera. I'm, I'm in all right. So listen, uh, I'm reading a book now, and the book is called "The Revolution Will Not Be Fun." Okay, and it's talking about how I'm to the people listening. If you want to help, you need to help directly with Jerry Davis' organization. It's a 501c. You can get the tax break. Look at the right camera. You can get the tax break. This time of year, it's a good time to go ahead and get yourself some good cred with Uncle Sam. Um, but we cannot, based on the little bit of this book that I read, we can't wait on grants and all of this stuff to come in to work this organization. Okay, because the way that it's set up is set up to, if the people don't do it, yeah, you can get this money and stuff like this, but by the time this stuff comes around, it's 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 designed to be not to be effective. So here's our opportunity, and I'm gonna finish reading this book and see whatever information I can bring back. But can you please list that, say that Cash App real fast, and say it 3 times. I hate that I can't put it across the screen, but I promise you on the next show we're gonna be, you know what I mean? Because I could not not miss this show. I'm in here like, what am I gonna do? Because if I put it on this computer, it's gonna be. But tell us that Cash App so that we can donate to your organization so that we can help you in this fight to bring awareness to a situation that is. I mean, we're laughing right now, but it's very, very serious,
Very.
and it doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's going away. So bringing awareness, and so that the kids at a younger age, and it's sad that we live in a world that they have to be brought up to this kind of reality, fast. Because uh, from what I've been reading, and I know I'm going along, but what I've been reading is that this thing happens. It doesn't come from a stranger most times. It
No.
comes from right inside.
Someone you trust.
Yeah, proximity is power. So give us that Cash App
Right.
so that, and I want y'all to hit that Cash App, okay? I want y'all to hit that Cash App. Please hit that Cash App for this organization. Um, if you were a victim, you knew you were a victim, and you said, hey, listen, there wasn't nobody there for me. Just think about the next person and say, you know what, I'm going to do what I can to be there for the next victim. Unfortunately, there will be another victim, and we need to be there for them. So give that Cash App, please, man.
The Cash App is Black Diamond Princess 169. And just to put it out there, that money will be used to help the victim if we have to get them to someplace safe, because our closest CASA house, and the CASA house is a safe house for those who don't know what a CASA house is. It's a safe house for uh, battered and battered women of all traumatic experience, sexual assault, domestic violence, you know, whatever tragic experience they went through. The closest one we have is Myrtle Beach or either Charleston. And sometimes the victim advocate can't drive that far. So we use that money to put them up in a hotel for, you know, a couple of days, a week, until they can we can either get in touch with a family member they can go to, or they want to go back home. Because, we can't force them to stay, where we place them. So if they want to go back home, we have no choice but to let them go back home. But again, the Cash App is Black Diamond Princess 169.
Okay. And I'm once I get off, I'm gonna put it in the description box. And should they, if somebody donates, should they put their address in the box so that you could send them the proper tax
I can
information?
send them their, yes.
Okay. So that is very important again for some of you who have businesses. This is a great way to donate, you know, to a business for a good cause and keep yourself some good karma going. Ms. Davis, again, I appreciate you. Is there anything else that you would like to get to that we may have missed?
No, just to reiterate, if you know something is going on, please take the initiative to get that person help, get them where they need to be so they can get help. And if you see something, say something. We can't keep being quiet because this thing is not going to go away. We are losing too many people behind this. If it's not domestic violence, women are dying. We just not long ago had a young lady and her daughter, died from the hands of a man. And we can't keep letting this happen and just sitting back quiet. It just can't keep happening. Because one day it might be in your home and you want somebody to say something. So think about it like that. You got daughters, you got sons. It's not just happening to women, but it's happening to men. And we all need to be our brother and sister keeper.
Absolutely. Hey, and one more time, on the event, on that date, and I know the point of contact is the mayor. And by the way, tomorrow there's a town hall meeting going down at Andrew Town Hall. So please be there. if you can make it there. And about about you're looking for. You said it's geared towards high school girls, middle school and high school girls.
Right. But it's something for everybody. It's geared toward the middle school and the high school youth, but it's something there for everybody to learn.
Oh, no, I'm talking
I
about
think I enjoyed it more than the young ladies did.
Okay, and what was the name of that program, and when does it come around again?
It's the 10th annual Dream Girl Conference, and it's March the 25th,
Okay,
2023, and it is taking place in North Charleston at this church called Mount Moriah Missionary Baptist Church.
okay. Is there a registration cutoff date?
The 25th is the end for the registration. The end of
Twenty
registration, yes.
the twenty
The
fifth of
25th,
of
February.
February. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So we got some time. We can get as many people signed up this coming Saturday, the 25th. Excuse me, the 18th, right? Yeah, the 18th.
Right.
We're having the movie in the park at the gazebo. Movie in the park. Movie at the gazebo. Uh, Black movie, Black History Month celebration. The art walk down at the A Center, 30 North Main Street, East Main Street. Excuse me. Um, so make sure you are there. Town hall meeting tomorrow. Ms. Jerry Davis, I do appreciate you. Thank you for hanging in there. I had to do the impromptu studio thing going on. So we'll get back. We'll get back at this, and uh, in the next couple of days, maybe Monday, if I can my work schedule. They won't let me clone anybody yet. So once I get cloning, boy, I'm gonna have all the time I need. But hopefully Monday or Tuesday we can get together and do this again, and I'll have my computer and everything, and then we can
Okay.
just continue on the conversation about this, and let's keep this going. Let's expand a running weekly thing if if possible, and so we can get you a nice article or two, get start writing some articles and get them posted in the paper there. Fab News Online, Fab News dot online. Y'all make sure y'all go over and check that out. Again, Miss Jerry Davis, I am going to say peace to everybody. Thank you, ma'am. Y'all have a good evening.
Good night.
All right.